Yeah, it might be good information to maybe talk about the decision process as to how your district went through to actually decide to go BYOD. That's something we see. It might sounds like there were some key business drivers, but maybe you can walk through that process, or was there a process to go through to kind of institute that policy?
Well, I think the first thing is that we, in our district, we do, I think, a pretty good job of involving the various stakeholders in our conversations, both in terms of my relationship with folks in the business office and curriculum instruction, and also the conversations that we have with the principals at the sites. We try to. I know that there are some every district is a little different, and having had some experience at the county level, I know I worked with a number of school districts, and several of them are less centralized, perhaps, than we are. In our case, we try to look for best practices that we can duplicate and replicate across the district, so that we're not working at cross purposes, perhaps, and expending funds in lots of different ways and trying to be an expert at lots of different individual things. So we try to work together on those things. So it first of all begins with a discussion with curriculum instruction about where technology's role in the delivery of curriculum is heading. And we had a number of discussions internally, and of course have participated, like many others, in conferences and other opportunities to realize that with the Common Core and with the SBAC on the East Coast, or on the West Coast here, and PARC on the West Coast, East Coast rather, that we absolutely have to have greater density of technology and greater access to technology. It used to be that our model was to have a 10-to-1 ratio of students to technology, or shall we say computers. And if we could meet that in labs and classrooms and elsewhere, we just kind of counted them all up, and we said, good to go, we got that 10-to-1, or we don't have that 10-to-1 net. Now you hear a lot of folks talking about 1-to-1, and while that is an ideal, and it's working in some school districts, in our case with our K-8 school district, we're finding it hard to at least in the foreseeable future, to see that would be possible. But we do see that if you don't get to more like a 4-to-1 ratio of students to technology, that it's very hard to make a difference in the way curriculum is delivered. So the decision to go to invest in the Safe Connect product began with a look at what is on the horizon of what we need. The common acknowledgement on the part of our business office and this curriculum office, and technology, and the principals, and all of cabinet, that we're not going to get there from here with only our own funds, and so we have to find a way to rely on the resources that our community can bring to bear. And so then that opens the discussion of, okay, I guess we're going to have to start letting other devices on our network, when at one time that was completely forgotten. Once that decision was made, then it was a matter we have to look at some kinds of solutions out there that would help us to maintain those priorities that I mentioned, keeping the kids safe, when it comes to SEPA, keeping the data safe when it comes to having the right people see the right things and not have access to things they shouldn't, and then also protect the integrity of the network as a whole. And when we looked at all of that, and looked at the alternatives that were available, Safe Connect was the cleanest, most well thought out in our mind, and easiest to implement solution that would meet that goal for us, and most cost effective as well. I mean, there's other technologies out there, but I don't think any of them have been thought through with the realities of the K-12 EdTech world in mind, as well as Impulse Point.